all you need to know about Tencent. In a world where technology rules, there's a company that has taken over the digital landscape. Welcome to a world where a single company controls everything you do. It's a company that operates in secrecy with little regard for privacy or accountability. A company that owns the most popular apps, games, and social media platforms that you use every day. This is the world of Tencent. But what do we really know about Tencent? What is the price we pay for using its products and services? The answers to these questions may be more terrifying than we think. Join us as we delve into the dark world of Tencent, the secret company that owns everything. In this video, we're going to show you all the things you need to know about Tencent. We're Only Brands, the channel dedicated to bringing you awesome, regular content on the world's hottest brands. Let's do this. The history of Tencent, the company's early days. Tencent is a massive Chinese conglomerate that dominates the digital world. It boasts over 1 billion users and is the world's largest gaming and social media company. Tencent was founded in November 1998 by Pony Ma and developed its own instant messaging software, QQ. In February of 1999, which was the cornerstone of all of its subsequent success, the company's name, Tencent Holdings Ltd., is derived from 2 Chinese characters meaning soaring information. In 1996, Vigazir, Vardy, Amir, and Goldfinger, 4 young Israelis, decided to work together to create software that would make use of the internet's timely communication capabilities to enable quick and direct human-to-human connection. ICQ served as the inspiration for the software's name, which is ICQ. Ma Huateng discovered ICQ in 1997 and started using it. He noticed the allure of ICQ, but also its drawbacks. The English interface that ICQ utilized had a high learning curve and was difficult to use. Despite some people utilizing it, this made it unpopular in China. Ma Huateng was employed at the time by Runzun, the biggest paging business in Shenzhen. At first, he intended to create a network paging system that would use the internet to communicate with pagers. He thus resigned from his position and founded Shenzhen Tencent Computer Systems Company Ltd. With his college classmate Zheng Zhidong. Ironically, Guangdong Telecom issued a tender for the creation of an instant messaging system at that time for more than 900,000 RMB. The initial goal of Ma Huateng and his associates was to create and market a Chinese ICQ program. For all, the newly founded Tencent lacked the strength to run a product that demanded a substantial investment and generated little revenue. As a result, Tencent began to build OICQ, the forerunner to QQ, after writing the project construction manual. OICQ, which was up for bid at the time for over a little 300,000 RMB, didn't win the bid. Therefore, Tencent made the decision to let it continue on its own. The original OICQ version was released by Tencent in February of 1999. Tencent initially generated revenue from advertising and premium user fees, but in 2004, it established an online gaming platform which helped it gain supremacy in China's video game market. With over 1 billion players combined, Tencent is the owner of the 2 most played mobile games in the world, PUBG and Honor of Kings. Tencent is currently one of the highest grossing multimedia firms in the world based on revenue and based on investments. Its subsidiary Tencent Games is the biggest video game company worldwide. Ma, the richest man in China with an estimated net worth of $13 billion, is still a mystery because of the secrecy surrounding his personal life. Tencent is a prominent investment company and startup incubator that takes equity in the companies it invests in. It has a vast portfolio of over 300 investments worldwide, including major names like Tesla, Reddit, Spotify, Discord, Epic Games, and Snap Incorporated, the parent company of Snapchat, among others. By leveraging its access to extensive data, Tencent has established itself as one of the largest shareholders in Tesla and the world's largest games publisher. Although primarily an internet and entertainment powerhouse in China, Tencent's investments in game developers and publishers have gained global recognition. Notably, Tencent's success stems from investing in companies outside the US, contributing to the rise of the Chinese tech ecosystem. Tencent has developed its digital currency called Digital Currency Electronic Payment, or DCEP, which is a part of China's broader efforts to digitize its economy. The DCEP has already been deployed in several pilot projects across China and aims to streamline transactions and make them more secure. How Tencent became the world's most valuable companies in the world. When you look at the world's most valuable companies, you'll recognize names like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. However, there's another name on that list that may come as a surprise: Tencent. This mysterious conglomerate is worth more than Facebook and Samsung, yet few people know what Tencent is or what it does. Tencent's influence is far-reaching and all-encompassing. It's like a giant octopus with tentacles that reach into every industry you can think of, all over the world. The scariest part, Tencent seems to do everything, yet it operates in secrecy, shrouded in shadows. That's why it's not a household name like Google or Amazon. Tencent's worth is not only impressive, but also alarming. With a market capitalization of over $700 billion, it's the most valuable company in Asia, and the 5th most valuable company in the world. This staggering amount of wealth gives Tencent unprecedented power and influence, which it has been known to wield in various ways. As the owner of the most popular social media and gaming platforms in China, Tencent has a captive audience of over 1 billion users. It can control what people see and do online and shape public opinion. Tencent's vast resources have allowed it to invest in a range of companies around the world, giving it significant stakes in many well-known brands. This gives Tencent the potential to influence global commerce and politics, with far-reaching consequences. As Tencent's worth continues to grow, its influence and control over our digital lives will only become more pronounced. In a world where big tech companies have an increasingly significant impact on our daily lives, Tencent's massive market value is a cause for concern. By the way, a lot of hard work and care goes into these videos, so if you could help us out and click the subscribe button, we would greatly appreciate it. The shady side of Tencent: surveillance and censorship. Tencent is deeply involved in surveillance and censorship, with WeChat and other Tencent platforms monitored by the Chinese government. As the owner of the most popular social media and gaming platforms in China, Tencent has access to an enormous amount of data, including users' personal information, browsing history, and social connections. WeChat is the most popular messaging app in China, with over 1 billion users. WeChat has the fastest social media growth in history. It was launched in 2011 and hit 100 million users in 2012. WeChat is not just a messaging app, it is a super app that allows users to do everything from paying bills to booking flights. In China, it's regarded as the super app that rules them all, the operating system of China itself. With 1.4 billion users in China, WeChat has become an essential part of daily life, with users spending an average of 4 hours per day on the app. This is even more than the 2 hours per day an average American spends on social media combined. People in China use WeChat for everything from banking and gaming to shopping and social media. It's like having Uber, Spotify, Facebook, Netflix, WhatsApp, Google, Zoom, YouTube, and many more, all in one app. Users who criticize the government or share sensitive information on the app can be punished, and Tencent has access to all citizens' data, given the Communist Party's access to encrypted messages. Messages and images are scanned, and anyone who says anything they don't want to hear risks ending up in jail or disappearing, like Chinese man Chen, who was jailed for making a joke to some friends about a government official. This control of privacy and freedom of speech is a major concern, with Tencent's power and reach in China making it the most powerful surveillance tool ever created. CEO Ma knows he must play the political game to stay in business, and his comments on censorship at a tech conference in Singapore, quote, "Lots of people think they can speak out and that they can be irresponsible. I think that's wrong," said Pony Ma, which suggests a willingness to comply with the government's demands. This raises important questions about the balance between innovation and individual freedoms in the digital age. While the convenience of having one app to manage your entire life is undeniable, it's also concerning. One single app having access to every aspect of your life is dangerous, raising important questions about privacy, security, and the control of personal data. As WeChat continues to dominate the digital landscape in China, the implications of its power and reach are yet to be fully understood. Copying popular games. The company's history of blatantly stealing famous games, which dates back to the early 2000s, is one of the most significant charges brought against Tencent. As a, quote, killing copycat, Tencent has been charged with violating copyright rules by stealing and mimicking well-known goods and services. Rival gaming business Sina's founder referred to Tencent founder Ma Huateng as the plagiarism king in 2006. Quote, copying cannot be the future paradigm for social game companies, unless you're Tencent, said Oak Pacific Interactive's founder in 2010. These charges do not only originate from the outside. Ma Huateng famously responded to criticism like this by saying, quote, to copy is not evil. Go no farther than one of Tencent's most popular games, Kings of Glory, one of the most popular mobile games of 2016, to show how carefully the corporation adheres to established patterns when building new games. League of Legends gameplay mechanics, aesthetic, and map designs are included into Kings of Glory. Although Kings of Glory has been scaled down for use on mobile devices, the two seem so similar that a casual gamer would find it difficult to distinguish between the two. Tencent is a weapon for the Chinese government. Tencent has faced allegations of stealing user data and sharing it with the Chinese government. The company denies these claims, but its lack of transparency has raised serious concerns. As a major player in the digital world, Tencent has access to vast amounts of personal information from its users. This has led to fears that the company may be using this data for purposes beyond its stated intentions. While Tencent has stated that it takes user privacy seriously, its close relationship with the Chinese government has led some to question its true loyalties. With increasing scrutiny on data privacy and government surveillance, the role of Tencent in this complex ecosystem remains a source of unease for many. In 2020, India banned WeChat and 58 other Chinese apps due to national security concerns, citing fears that the apps were collecting data and sharing it with the Chinese government. The United States also took action against WeChat, with President Trump issuing executive orders banning the app, citing national security concerns. Although these orders were later blocked by federal courts, the concern over Tencent's data practices remains. Tencent's role in spreading misinformation and propaganda. Tencent, the tech giant with immense influence and power, is aiding the Chinese government in spreading propaganda and misinformation through its media outlets. With ownership of various news channels, Tencent has been accused of leveraging its reach to spread government-sponsored propaganda, shaping public opinion, and stifling dissent. Despite its significant role in controlling the flow of information in China, Tencent has consistently denied allegations of any wrongdoings, insisting that it operates within the legal framework of the country. However, critics have raised concerns about Tencent's lack of transparency, accountability, and willingness to cooperate with the Chinese government, which has a long history of censorship and control of the media. The potential consequences of Tencent's propaganda efforts are far-reaching, with the Chinese government using them to shape public opinion, control narratives, and suppress dissent, resulting in a lack of free speech and stifled political discourse. That was definitely an especially juicy fact. I think that one definitely deserves a thumbs up. Tencent monopolistic practices. Tencent, the Chinese multinational conglomerate, has been accused of monopolistic practices that aim to eliminate competition in various industries. It has been reported that Tencent engages in predatory pricing, forcing smaller competitors out of the market by offering their services at a lower price point. Tencent has banned its users from using competitor products, further strengthening its monopoly. In recent years, Tencent has also faced legal challenges from Microsoft, particularly in the realm of messaging services such as MSN Chat and MSN Live. Tencent has also come under fire for its treatment of workers in the gaming industry. Reports have emerged of poor working conditions, long hours, and low pay. These accusations have highlighted the need for greater protections for workers in the gaming industry and raised questions about Tencent's corporate responsibility. We appreciate you sticking around and we hope you enjoyed the video. But why stop now? Click these videos for more awesome content.